First, I want to congratulate Kim and Racing on the result tonight. I hope it was a great night, and Jess on scoring her goal. I got to see it, but I'm sure it's a pretty one. On us tonight, I know I've said this before. I couldn't be prouder of the group. Um, we changed our shape. The personnel, we were extremely, we've had a lot of injuries and suspensions, obviously, and to go out there and do exactly as we worked on all week was fantastic. I felt the intensity and the mentality from the group from the minute the game started to the end of the game was exactly where it needed to be. Of course, we have a big save by Kyle at the end of the game. We missed quite a few chances that I think we need to hit the target. But all in all, really, really proud of the result.
You've talked pretty extensively about wanting to get back to some of the defensive principles. I think that were a hallmark of at least the first half of the season. How did you feel like tonight was, a step forward in that regard?
There were some amazing individual performances tonight, and obviously as well as the collective. We have been trying to put an emphasis on the defensive side of the ball. I was really proud of how our back five, back three handled it. And again, I'm not sure what number that is as shutouts, but it's 15, I think. That's pretty amazing, and for us, this is a good stepping stone to get through the rest of the season.
Yeah, I believe it's 15 total for the team, and then Kyle to get his 13th shutout is a club record for a single season. And so I guess I'll kind of segue to that and just be, think what was your view of that last play and the kick save that he made to keep the result the way it was?
Yeah, listen, I've looked at it back already. I can't fault any of the group in that moment. I thought everybody was doing everything they could to block the shot in that moment, and the ball gets through, and his reaction save is fantastic. But we know he's a great goalkeeper. We talk about critical moments all the time in the locker room, and this game is broken down into those. And typically, when you win the majority of the critical moments, you win the game. And Kyle's been massive for us this year, and I think it was important for him to get another shutout for his confidence as well, and for the whole group. I think we deserved a shutout tonight. I thought our press was fantastic, and for him to set you said it's a club record for him.
Yes, for a single season, correct.
Yeah, for him to do that in his first year with the club, I think it's tremendous, and it says a lot about the entire group, not just himself.
You
And
mentioned
he'll be the first to say that.
you mentioned the different shape. How much of that was you wanting to go to a different shape, and how much of that was out of necessity of missing some players in the midfield, also missing a couple of forwards due to injury tonight?
I would say a little bit of both, but Simon and I had a lot of conversations early in the week. Obviously, as we're preparing, I spent a lot of time reflecting on it before I made that decision. A lot of credit to him. He's come in my office. We have good dialogue, good back and forth, and I think he did an excellent job in presenting, this idea. I went through it, and obviously, decided to make the decision.
Where does tonight leave you on a short turnaround injury wise? We obviously saw Cam come back, but you were without, Brian and Jorge. What is realistic moving forward?
Well, listen, tonight you're without Niall, you're without Corbin, you're without Tyler, you're without Napo, you're without Jorge, Brian. So that's a lot of guys missing that have played a lot of minutes. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I believe in every single player in that locker room, and we'll look to obviously evaluate the next couple of days before we make a decision on Wednesday. I'll give you a piece of information. I think it's likely Jorge's out the remainder of the year. So we need players to step up. And today we had Ray perform really, really well at the 10 position. He's a guy we're looking at there. Then you obviously have Paulo. You have a lot of competition. And I think the biggest thing that, when we talk about missing guys, I'm not talking about just about games. One of the most special traits about this club is that over the years, from beginning until now, you constantly have guys that are having to compete every single day in training. And when you have 16 available guys, it makes it a little bit more difficult for guys to compete, specifically with one or the other. So we need to get guys healthy because I think it'll benefit the group and the competition in the weeks, which raises the level and puts us in a position as we go towards the playoffs to do something special.